Yeah. I'm gonna check to make sure that we're broadcasting properly because I don't know. I haven't hooked up to the YouTube for about a year probably. So yeah.
On the right YouTube this time?
Well, last time it was no, yeah, just got the indication. So yeah, we're on.
Yep, I got two. And now I can go on there to share it.
I should have done some. Yeah, share it to everything.
Share it to my news feed.
Newsfeed, do it. Do the sharing thing.
I like sharing.
Well, see, there's some things we need to share and some things we don't need to share.
Tweet it out.
So since we are on the old YouTube, right? There are keywords that we don't want to say in the stream. We want to keep swearing to a minimum. We don't want to say any buzzwords about the epidemic stuff that's going on. They will, yeah, these are things that will actually get you flagged.
Or rated M.
Right? So hopefully epidemic doesn't flag it. But yeah, so we have a little con coming up here this weekend, Chris. I remembered to send the email to get that time off today. Last minute.
That's good.
Yeah.
I don't work on weekends.
You don't? Well, that's good too. That's good. So
Well, until
are
I
you gonna?
on call.
How much awesome new content for me are you gonna have for like my sprites and such? You know, a video game.
0.
All right, so Chris isn't coming to the con, people. We're sorry. We will have
as a visitor. It's open to the public.
Right. It is open to the public. Chris can be there as a person who's getting ran out of the mall. So where is the mini con that we've hosted? This is gonna be the 4th annual year, I think. Yeah, this is the 4th year, man.
Wow. It's gonna be at the Scotts Bluff downtown, also known as the Monument Mall.
Monument Mall. And have you made it every year so far?
No, I missed a year.
Okay.
Last year, actually.
Did you miss last year?
Yep.
Really?
See.
Well, more sales for Barry.
The year before was when I got you the shirt.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, you're right.
The year before that was just normal one, and then the year before
Yeah, it was the first one, so
the
more
very
normal.
first one is when I released. So
Yeah, you had your stuff. You were killing it.
thanks to you guys.
Well, I mean, how else were we supposed to get you on board and be able to steal your comics that way and your profit?
I think all you had to say was, "Hey, Chris, you want to come on board?"
Probably. You are easy, aren't you?
No, I've just been a long time fan.
Oh,
It's like working with my heroes.
I am sorry. I am sorry.
Heroes, man.
No, it's and hey, we all have our heroes. Unfortunately, some of the ones that I've met in RL have actually like you've heard like that. You meet your hero and they just don't. They're arrogant bastards.
Yeah.
No, I mean I've met a few of the people that I really like, love their art and looked up to, and one of my, and like it was at a con, and cons can be they can be draining, they can everything. So I get how if you're not on your best face, but especially if you're a name, I guess it doesn't hurt business, right? Like you're still going to sell. I mean, like even like your little, like you're going to make probably thousands of dollars off of your little stuff, like your little brochures or just whatever.
Right.
Oh, hey, there's a medal.
Mr. Metal.
going on, man?
Howdy.
The
Yo.
man, the myth, the legend.
So, let me hear you right. Did you just call Chris a slut earlier?
I may have.
Okay.
I didn't recall that.
I said you're easy,
oh yeah, that happened.
which was 100% accurate.
So metal was paraphrased.
Yes. Yes. So, yes, Metal, when I met Chris at work, he was quite loose.
Excuse me.
Poor Chris. He's like whatever, man. Shut up. You're a jerk.
You wonder why I want to fight you all the time. I
don't know why. This is another thing why I don't know why you're a fan of ours, but because I'm a jerk. No, we're both jerks. So what are you working on tonight, Metal?
Because penguins are awesome.
I'm inking a mummy cowboy riding a unicorn shooting lasers out of his fingers.
Sounds intriguing.
So Metal's already drinking. that's pretty wild, man. I don't know what to say about that. That is
well, okay. It's not my idea.
Is this all right? So first question: is this a child request?
No. Well, he acts like a child sometimes, but no, it's a grown man.
But a child didn't ask you to do this.
No.
Well, that's very creative and it sounds very fun. So good on that.
Yeah. I kind of owe it as a prize to a contest I ran back in spring.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I get that. That makes sense. Chris owes me a lot of things too.
No assets.
Assets, mostly. Just the assets, Chris. Chris, it's okay to owe forever. Like the Empire. I am working on a fun. Wow, that's not even going to show, but it's a Punisher.
Lower your brightness; it'll work.
I will lower. This thing's already pretty low, actually. I have it at 30%. Let's lower it. I am going to lower you.
Now you got to put in the frames. Yes, I can see it.
So it's a Punisher. What it was called? Miyu, or what we use? The little happy faces.
Oh, he's going ooh.
Ooh, that one, yeah. Ooh, I already have a Hulk, a Flash, and a Batman made up. I'm gonna get these printed off tomorrow, or turn them in for prints tomorrow anyway, so I can have some content to sell.
That's quacktastic.
What's that?
That's quacktastic.
Quacktastic. It's quacktastic. I was watching the first time in 20 years the other day was Darkwing Duck is on Disney. And I haven't watched that since I was a little kid. So
those gargoyles. And they're bringing back Animaniacs and Brain.
They're
bringing them back new ones because that's one of those, right? Yeah, wow.
They're making new ones. They actually just put up a trailer.
It was a cool Jurassic Park trailer.
Oh, that's
cool. I was excited. My wife looked at me like I was retarded. I was like, yeah, this is exciting.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited too. I'm a little cautious because in the first trailer they said this ain't your dad's Animaniacs.
Oh shit!
Anytime I hear that makes me cautious. But I'll give it a chance.
Right.
Yeah, no shit. Because anytime people have said that lately, it's just been shit. I'm sorry, but it's been an absolute mess. Yeah. So yeah, you gotta be careful there.
In that trailer's when they announced the Pinky and the Brain coming too. So it's like, all right.
Nice. Well, that's something to get excited about, I think. Yeah, man. That is cool.
I heard they were removing Hello Nurse though.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure they're removing a lot of things, to be honest.
Yeah, like Minerva Mink can't.
What was that?
Minerva Mink.
I don't remember that one. She
was the super hot furry character that everybody wanted to do.
Oh. Apparently, I remember my youth was different. Apparently.
No, in the show, everybody wanted to do her.
Everyone to do her.
Yeah, that was her character.
Right. Okay. She was an upstanding character.
See,
How, I don't know. I mean, those would have been way too heavy.
Well, that's hilarious, man. And that stuff. So, I kind of remember that now, and I'm sure if I watched an episode with her in it, I'd remember it better. But isn't it funny how, like, to me or to you or anybody who watched it back then, that crap didn't matter? Like, it was no deal.
Yeah. They used to make fun of stuff like that too. Like they had the Wheel of Morality at the end of the show,
Yeah,
which is kind of like they're poking fun of how every show needed to have a moral in it.
that's hilarious because I remember that now because that's a direct punch at the whole what was it, the FDA and all the stuff they were taking over.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how the cartoons, do you remember that? How the cartoons, like that's where G.I. Joe had to have that. If you remember it, all Saturday mornings had to have some sort of education moment.
South Park used to make fun of that too.
Yeah, they did a lot.
Shortly after Animaniacs. Like I think the whole first 2 seasons had a forced moral at the end of the episode.
That's great. That is so funny. And as a kid, you don't quite grasp it. I remember that shit now.
Yeah.
I just thought it was stupid.
Some of the morals in the Wheel of Morality was pretty good, though. But you noticed it was always the same number for the most part. Like occasionally be a different one, but it'd always be lesson number 4. It'd be like, well, how many different lesson number 4s are there?
Right.
Never eat yellow snow.
That's good, man. So we had a. I'm not gonna talk. Never mind. I'm not gonna talk about that. I gotta stay off that subject. It pertaining to the words that we don't want to say to get our stream flagged anyway. Yeah. So this is what you're working on. Are you gonna share that at all? Because it sounds really flipping interesting. I want to see that shit.
all right.
Yeah, I can share a quick snippet of it. I have to plug my webcam in though.
Yeah.
It's like mostly still pencils and like the head of the horse and the top of the mummy are inked.
Oh, nice.
Like really early in the inking stage.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not here to judge. You've seen some of my work. You've seen some of my work.
Yeah, that's okay.
I ain't judging
I'm already
crap.
gonna judge myself harder than anybody else does anyway.
Right?
Yours, your
Same
own
thing.
worst critic. The biggest critic.
Get my webcam to go in the usual spot. There we go. No, stay.
I've been playing with the pixel art studio ever since I saw your pixel thing. I'm like, yeah.
That's Metal. You're an influencer, buddy.
Yeah, way to go.
Oh, that's not a good thing.
Right? I was gonna say I don't know if this is good, but welcome to your calling. You can't help it, Metal. You guys want to see something nice? So I took an old piece I did of an old cyber chick. Like I just drew her head right based off of somebody, and it's an older pic, but I kind of like spruced it up. I'm gonna try to sell this without getting shut down. But if I sell any pieces.
It's cool.
Yeah, so I did the old cyberpunk since that's some hype a little bit going right now.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, we got a horsey, unicorn. Sorry, we got a dude. He's wearing a what? Bandana? A diaper?
No, he's a mummy. So those
Mummy.
are, like,
Okay.
bandage wraps and stuff.
Very nice. That looks great. Exclusive footage, people, if you are tuning in. And he's shooting these laser beams out of his hands,
It's a
correct?
finger gun.
Finger gun. Like a pew-pew gun?
Yeah, like you know,
Nice.
you can respond to anything with finger guns.
Oh, yeah, man. That's awesome. That looks really good, man. I really like that.
Yeah.
Man of many talents there, Metal. There it
That's
is.
all you guys get.
More. Chris, ante up, ante up.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to show like that.
I meant the money. When the stripper leaves,
Oh,
when the stripper starts to leave, you have to throw money at them, otherwise it's just over.
you just throw it at them,
Yeah,
especially quarters.
You got to make it rain.
yeah.
Like a head.
Basically quarters.
They
That
throw it
reminds me of an old
at-
story that I'm not going to tell on the stream right now.
I think I've heard this.
Have you? You might have.
If it's a personal story. If it's a. just
I
a
think
funny
you have.
story.
If did you know? Never mind. I'm not going to go there. We're just going to move on. Or are you gonna have any content, Chris? I forget. I already asked you this.
Yeah, I never answered you because I didn't want to.
Oh,
I'm waiting for Reese to get back to me on the prices for some printing of the issue. They'll
you
definitely
should message him right now then, because
Well, he said he hadn't got a hold of Joni yet, and he was going to call her. He talked to me when we were at the drawing thing.
today. So he said that today, huh?
Yeah, he said he still hasn't got a hold of her, so he's going to try and call her again. So
Oh shit.
for your guys' stuff from her too, he needs to get info.
Yeah, I'm just going through Staples tomorrow. They can usually get it to me. They can get it to me same day, but if I give them like a 24-hour or plus window, I can get a lot cheaper, like half off. But you know, I've paid Rush before, and it's not horrible.
My artist said she's trying to get a poster together, but I haven't seen it yet. So
Mm-hmm. That's cool, man. I mean,
trying to get a little bit of something.
yeah, no, yeah, and I hope so too. 'Cause like your stuff always sells, man. You have a crowd for it, so
It's true.
you know you have a fan base.
Somehow.
Man, I wish I had a fan base. That'd
Me
be
too.
great.
Right?
I
Fan
think
bases.
by the time I even released the first issue, I had over 100 followers on the Facebook page.
You know, now isn't the time to. We're starting to like you, Chris. We don't need to hear about your
You
bragging.
gotta learn how to market.
You're like, yeah, no. Listen,
Put yourself out there and hope it works.
right?
Part of that being easy.
No, you're right. You know,
No, I mean I had support that I didn't think I'd have. Like with, I guess it was not Griffin anymore. Olympus being there, doing an ad in it and everything, and advertising it all over their comic book shop before it even came out. That was kind of helpful.
no, that's the way to do it for sure.
It's kind of motivation too. I was like, well, I better make at least one issue come out. They're gonna throw all this stuff up there before it's out.
Definitely.
Oh, show.
Oh, show. Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I'm working on really tonight. Is just trying to get stuff prepped up, ready to go to prints. And Matt was barely there tonight, so I didn't really get a chance to ask him about, you know, if we're gonna have more books, or I'm sure we're gonna have more. Wow, we have people watching us. Who's watching us?
Wait, what?
Is that me and you, or just?
I'm not watching. I had it up, but I wasn't.
No, it's probably me and you.
Oh, okay. It's me and Metal. Anyway, but
I thought we had fans.
nah, not really. Fans that want us to quit. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, right. When are you guys gonna stop doing this?
Yeah. I should have shared this to. Did you share it to the page, or did you share it to Facebook?
I share it, yeah, on Facebook, on Z Bytes, and on Twitter, but I
Oh,
didn't
fancy.
share it.
We might get some traction then. I should have shared it, but I will after we're done. That'll be just fine.
We want live listeners.
We do.
Yeah, always.
Well, then I have to like interact with them. How do I interact with live people? Because sometimes it shows up on here, you know, like Metal's comments,
Yeah, I've seen that happen.
but we frown upon that. We don't want live comments.
You got to throw a dab in the chat.
Yeah, right. A dab, dab.
I just have this up on my tablet, and then I just keep the video open for the chat part on my phone, but I don't play the video.
Is that one that you made, Metal? Or is that one that we all have? I don't know if I have
Oh,
it.
the elbow cough. Everybody's got that. That's
Oh.
YouTube. As long as it's on
Yeah.
YouTube, you can use it.
Okay.
It showed up for me.
Well, I'm gonna have to report it now. Nice. Chris, those assets that you're working on, are they actually for anything?
No, I'm just drawing pixel art.
So what you're saying is you want to start actually drawing things for me.
I mean, I could try. Those things aren't that great. I mean, my skull turned out okay.
Yeah, but have you seen like? And I don't even know if I'm even gonna start like a lot of my stuff. I want to go for like almost a. I don't know. There's a couple games I want to kind of go for like almost a watercolory spread, like almost Final Fantasy VII, because there's a 3D engine or there's a 3D plugin you can use with MZ and MV, and so yeah,
Yeah.
No, don't do like Final Fantasy VII. If you're gonna use a 3D plugin for anything, just pull in an Octopath Traveler and use flat sprites and have it move around in 3D space.
Crap. No, that's cool. Yeah, Octopath Traveler is nice too. I do like some of the elements of that stuff, but you know, I mean, that's a newer game, right? I would, and I'm just talking about like using the art style, kind of like I love the way like the towns looked, with kind of painterly, but almost also trying to like be almost like straight replica. You can see they're actually assets, like they're pictures that they took and then polished up, right, for the actual game.
Yeah.
Both.
Or, you can always be lazy and pull Mortal Kombat and then just take like JPEGs of people doing each like animation and then cut it out and compress it down to sprite size.
Right. Yeah, that'd be I don't know, that'd be old school right there. I'm almost tempted to do that with my because I have it's a hybrid fighter. I think I mentioned to you that I want to make one that's like the next level River City Ransom. So it has all those elements in it. It's an old school beat 'em up, but that'd be fun to take like the old go the old Mortal Kombat way and just straight do that. That'd be kind of wild.
Well, have you played the most recent game in the River City franchise?
The one that was released on Steam recently?
Is it on Steam now? I think it was on Steam and Switch and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, it was River City Girls.
Yeah, okay. I have not. I got like River City. I got like the one because like that same I think company made like all like the old world games and dodgeball and shit, and I love those. So I got those updates kind of.
Well, it is by a different company, but under the same brand. Because what happened was the original developer for the Kunio-kun franchise, because that's what it's called. It was
right.
Here in the States. They went under.
Okay. Yeah,
and that license followed around. Atlas owns it now, which is the same company that does like they did Snowboard Kids. They did a lot of stuff. Persona.
Yeah, Persona. Back in the day, they did.
No, sorry, not Atlas. Arc System Works. Those are the people who do like Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue. Yeah. They're the ones who own it.
Okay.
And under Arc System Works, what's the name? The company that does Shantae, Wayward, or like Way Forward. Way Forward is the name of it. Way Forward is the one that did River City Girls.
Okay.
And they tried to capture that beat 'em up style as best as possible and stuff like that.
Is it pretty good?
Oh yeah, it's great. The sprite that I made right there is actually done in the same style.
Oh,
that's the style of sprite for River
nice.
City.
Okay. I love the little but those guys like some of the very first. They're almost I'd say almost like that's where the chibi stuff came from.
Yes, Kunio was very chibi, but that's the name of the game. It was Kunio-kun.
Yeah,
calling him cute and stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, I did the River City Super Sports Challenge, which is pretty fun. It's not as deep as some of the other games, but it's still pretty fun and pretty good.
Yeah, playing dodgeball is fun.
Yeah, the dodgeball was awesome. Yeah, I miss the old Nintendo one. Oh, that was so good.
So the fun part with River City Girls is that it kind of throws the game on its head. And while the girls are in detention, this time the boyfriends get kidnapped by the so they have to go and do it. But unlike their boyfriends, they're not like good at fighting. So it's more of an RPG. So they have to start at the school and kind of level up all the way over there.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, you can't do the same thing with the old school one, right? Like you were building and buying like new techniques to really set people up.
Which they kept that in there. Yeah.
That's
So the one that came out on 3DS was really fun too.
Yeah, that was that wasn't. I never played that, but from what I saw, it was very much. It's a good port. I'm not sure how. What's that?
Called Rival Showdown.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was good. River City Rival Showdown.
Yeah, they must have had to change it for some reason. It must have been a different developer, or I don't know. Interesting though. Yeah, man, I love
the Double Dragons. Have cameo appearances in River City Girls as well.
Oh, awesome! They're in the first one too.
Yeah, because they're in the same world.
Yeah. Well, it's the same guys, right? Because like they did Double Dragon, and it was Renegade more or less, or Renegade was Double Dragon. Here, which one it was, and then they ported it over, and just tons of stuff evolved from that. But that company. What was that new name?
It's fully voice acted.
What's that? Oh, it's voice. Dang.
It's fully voice acted. There's like anime style cutscenes and stuff that happen.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and even like manga style, where it like for the things that aren't fully animated, they'll have like the Fooly Cooly style sliding manga panels, and like part of the panel will be animated.
That is awesome.
It's actually really good. I love the game. I can't recommend it enough.
Well, that makes me like, damn it! Like that's part of my idea. It's like years ago, well, like 4 years ago now, I bought this thing called Motion Artist, which is like a sliding still motion of you use for comic pages, right?
Yeah.
And that's all it's designed to do. I'm sure there's newer things for it now, but I bought this back when I used to use Corel, and the same company was promoting that, so I had it for cheap, on the cheap kind of, which is probably actually a lie. It's probably the same price, but so I want to do like the whole do that fooey the splash pages and the whole slide in the shots and stuff, and do that stuff. I probably get a little bit too ambitious, especially when I'm just starting out learning a program.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, that you want to go for what you want to go for. So I think that would be fun, even if I did like live action, like Mortal Kombat 1. That would be pretty hilarious, I think.
Yeah, I've actually been tempted to do something like that just because it's so easy.
Right. Where'd you go, Chris? Were you eating in front of me and you didn't want to tempt me?
Oh, you betcha. Some meatless chili.
Nice. I'm not sure it's meatless, huh?
Yeah.
Well, as long as there's just no beans in it.
Well, there's definitely beans.
I'm checking to see if that game's on Steam.
It is on Steam. It's $30 on PS4 also.
It's on PS4, huh? I mean, I always get it on there because
I just seen it listed.
nice.
Then I just found there's a Kunio-kun World Classic Collection for the Switch.
Ooh, nice. I have to pick that up.
That's pretty big. I need to get a Switch, man. I need to get a Switch. There's so much crap on there. I'm pretty tempted right now to sell my Xbox. I had somebody who was asking about an Xbox in town, and the only thing that really keeps me holding on to that is because I really loved Destiny 2 and 1 a lot, and they're on PlayStation also. I know. I just all my stuff was on the Xbox, but I really want to get a Switch.
The Switch actually sounds like a pretty sweet collection. It includes all the Famicom games in the Kunio-kun series, and it also Renegade, Super Dodgeball, River City Ransom, and Crash Free Challenge. Yeah. And it also comes with Double Dragon 2, and the Red Double Dragon 3.
Okay, Double Dragon 3.
That franchise.
Butchering game.
That's pretty sweet.
that horrible damn Double Dragon 3, that thing and me will fight.
Apparently, it came out in December 20th of 2018.
You know what we need to do, guys? We need to get like an Among Us stream going just for funsies on here one for like a celebration time or something like that. So you guys can kill me and get away with it. How do you spell Cunha or whatever it is?
Cunio?
KUNIO-KUN.
Dash.
The classics. Cunio and Ricky at it again.
It actually wasn't until the 3DS ones came out that I ever actually tried one of those games. And then after that, I tried them all. I was like, oh, I got to play these all. These are great.
Yeah, it's a great franchise. And just beat 'em ups in general are great games. I kind of want to make one.
You should.
On Steam, it's called River City
I'll play
Girls.
it.
So
Yeah, the River City Girls one too. I thought you were talking about the other one, the collection.
Yeah. No, River City Girls is the actual name because it was made by an American company
okay.
Like 30
for
bucks on,
the brand. Yeah.
$30 on the PS4.
Dang, it looks like that. It kind of looks like that new Neon Double Dragon. It's pretty.
Well, artistically too, they were kind of trying to find a balance because if you ever played a Way Forward game, almost all their games after I think the third Shantae was where it started, all look like
It's awesome,
cartoons.
too.
Okay.
And
Yeah, can see that.
Yeah. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get that blend of their art style, but also make it look like an old school beat 'em up. So it's all like sprites and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it looks very modern. Like I'm not sure. I didn't really see any old school in it. But you guys, I mean, Metal, you correct me because I don't. Like, I love the old beat 'em ups and the sprites, but I see a lot of modernness in this thing.
It is a very modern homage, I would say.
Okay, yeah, it's beautiful. The color palette is on point. Like even just like the shadowing and just all the complementary colors are just freaking crazy too. So
Yeah.
I mean the palette's just killing it. But it looks hilarious, and those cutscenes they're hilarious. They're well done. Oh man, talking about Chris, I mean, do you guys have I need more hours in a day. Who wants to sell me more hours? I'm trying to cut my sleep down to 5 to 4 hours, but
that's all I get.
Yeah. But I'm talking about to be productive, Chris.
So sometimes less.
Oh,
than
yeah,
that
you should
if the pager goes off.
Should have caught me back in high school where I was getting an average of 2 hours a night.
Oh yeah, dude.
Right.
No, for real. Back in the day, shoot, in college I pulled all-nighters and stuff all the time just to get crap done because I put it off forever. But also at the same time, the rest of that time I was probably just playing video games, right? Sometimes I was going to the gym or playing ball, but now I'm talking about 5 hours of sleep, and then the rest of the time I'm just either at work or I'm working on stuff. I'm just being productive, right?
Right.
And being productive for the other 19 hours of your day, or let's say 17 to be realistic because of food and stuff.
No, you don't need food.
Shut up, Chris.
You just get an IV and just have
It's
it into your system.
slow drip.
It's
No,
overrated.
food is not over. Dude, food is the leading multi-billion dollar. People, yeah.
Food, I can't lie.
Food is the whole diet thing that I get preachy about is only in existence because food is an entertainment industry.
See.
Yeah. And we're going to stop right there because I'll go off on a preachy rant, and I don't want to do that tonight. I need to conserve my energy. But this is badass. How much is this game? If it's on PS4, I'm just going to buy that. $30.
So since Microsoft owns Bethesda and Obsidian now, you think they'll make a New Vegas 2?
There's been a lot. There's been a lot of talks of that.
I thought I saw something, but I wasn't sure. It was do you guys think
Yeah.
so, though? I think they'll do it.
Well, I mean, it's one of those games that has a following, and Microsoft isn't done when it comes to money.
Obviously.
And New Vegas was better than any of the other two 3D Fallout games.
I agree.
Yeah, I didn't get to play New Vegas much. I don't know why.
Well,
I think I bought it, and I can't remember if I sold it. I was dating somebody. Like, yeah, I don't know what happened.
You do that?
Comics. I think that was back when comics were a very heavy part. Like, I was very focused on Penguins at that point.
Penguins are awesome, especially with baseball bats.
Especially with baseball bats. And so
or homage to that.
you should pick some homage to that. Do some zombie penguins. You would get my permission. My Chris's, I'm sure, both would give you permission for that. For certain.
I did decent with the zombie head. I did.
Yeah, you did, man, for sure.
But I don't want to share it. The world don't need to see it.
What's that?
I said, but I don't want to share it. The world don't need to see it.
Oh my goodness. River City, Melee.
River City Melee?
What's River City Underground? Does anyone know what that crap is?
I've heard of it.
It's kind of like a remake of the original.
River City
Underground. Yeah, it's almost a straight port, looks like.
Yeah.
So Alex and Ryan must take to the streets to help a new crop of fighters. You'll earn money, unlock moves, and upgrade your skills in a sprawling city.
Didn't it get like bad reviews on me?
Oh yeah, that's the other thing that collection said. It adds online play to all of them too. Underground says it was only available on PC.
So, how far? Like you're actually working on a beat 'em up, right, Metal?
Not at the moment. I'm mostly I was doing these sprites for animations that I still haven't gotten to.
Okay.
But if the assets are usable.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, sure.
I would just be so. What type of? So let's go on. So let's just go on. What type of beat 'em up Metal would you make? Like you were
I'd probably make it 4X Dynamis Chaos, obviously.
I was just on that website.
But I would say probably something close to the way that River City is, especially with the reason one. I just really like the mechanics for it.
Right. Okay.
Or maybe something which this game was also in the same vein of River City more than any other beat 'em up, but the Scott Pilgrim versus the World beat 'em up game.
Right. Yeah. Which to me, like that's an homage to the River City games and those.
Yeah.
Those at all.
Way more River City than any other type of beat 'em up.
Okay, that's cool. I never played that. I know that, so that's really cool though. I mean, yeah, River City to me, River City and Double Dragon, man, those were like because River City came after Double Dragon, but those were the things, man, and those were just amazing when I was a kid. Love those games so much. That'd be fun, dude. I'd pay money for that. I really want to do. Gosh, I need less sleep. How about you, Chris?
How about me? I don't know. I never really thought about it. Never thought about making a beat 'em up.
You know what I did?
I've always thought about RPGs.
Yeah, so you're more of an RPG guy. That's okay.
That's actually what makes River City Girls so good because it is kind of like an RPG.
That's just it. Like that's like all my games I want to do would have the river because River City to me River City Ransom was really the first. I'm sure there were games before it, but the first crossover game that we had that was popular or done good because there's tons. There's tons you buy, you interact, you upgrade, you grow. There is a storyline.
There's exploration.
And
that's actually one of the things I like that they brought back with River City Girls is that it's all technically one map. So there's like individual chambers, but you can explore as you beat a boss and open up a new place. You can go backwards to the older places and stuff. That's
actually how I think that's how I beat. Thinking back way long ago, that's how I beat the first one back in the day. Was you make it to a point where you can't go past because like half the game I ran past because I was stupid and didn't know how to play it, and then like you look in like Nintendo Power or whatever it was back in the day, and figure out how to beat it and how to do better anyway. So I had to go way back to all these things and start slowly progressing. But Yeah, dude, that's one thing that's so great about that is, yeah, you can go back, and to me, right there, that just caps off. That was a total complete crossover game.
Yeah, and it's because it was made for the Famicom and NES originally, as opposed to like these arcade beat 'em ups where it's literally just a one-way trip.
I mean, Double Dragon for sure, big time, and you can tell, and all these things you can tell. Just they took the idea too. Like they could have changed them up in a different direction and been bold, but the people who were paying for it in the board probably wouldn't have been too keen on that. I know like that some of the changes they made just to Double Dragon and port were always just like they were only doing it because of this or because of that limitation.
I would actually like it if, because the game was really successful, if Way Forward would be contracted by ArcSys to make a Double Dragon game.
Which one's way forward? Am I not?
That was the Shantae company I was telling about. They also did the DuckTales remaster.
Oh, I heard that was awesome. Yeah,
That was great.
Yeah, they make a lot of games.
yeah. Okay, okay, yeah, I've seen this. I didn't like the art on the cover, so I didn't buy it. That's pretty sad, I know, but that's honestly that's how I am because I had it's 3DS and I almost bought it in the marketplace, but I did not because I just didn't like the cover art. Just didn't do it for me.
Oh, the series that is probably the best by them is their starting series, and that's Shantae. You should play the Shantae games if you never have. They're really cartoony Metroidvania type games.
Okay, yeah.
Where it's like there's the exploration, you go through the world, you get different power-ups or weapons and stuff, and by getting the new power-up, you can go to places you couldn't before.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is complete Metroidvania or even Castlevania, right? Metroidvania. Sorry, I had to.
Weird thing is, I love Metrovanias, but I hated Castlevania.
Did you hate all the Castlevanias?
All the ones I played, I did not play them all.
Yeah, because you could have played some of the worst ones. Because I love the original three, but the original three Castlevanias are like a really bad example of what Castlevania is. Because Castlevania really didn't become what it is now until Super Castlevania 4.
Okay.
That
Symphony
of the Night is awesome.
Symphony of the Night. Like
keeps telling me to play, and I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Dawn of Sorrow is my favorite, which Soma Cruz.
Hmm.
That one's for the DS.
The one that you should all play is the Nintendo 64 Castlevania.
Oh, the 3D one?
Yes, the 3D one.
Oh, I've played it. Yeah.
Wow.
That's an oof.
Oh. I'm surprised that didn't that kill the franchise for a while until Symphony of the Night. Like that's when they went because Symphony of the Night was on Game Boy, right?
Oh no, Symphony of the Night was a PlayStation.
Was it? I thought it was for Game Boy. Maybe I'm wrong. No, you're right. It was. That's when it went to PlayStation. To Sony. Yeah.
And it didn't come back until Game Boy Advance with Aria of Sorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the other one I keep hearing is good.
Yeah.
Aria of Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow both star Soma Cruz, and they're interconnected.
Okay.
I mean, technically, they're all
No,
interconnected.
they're all connected.
The timeline, but
yeah. That crazy convoluted timelines that games happen to always make.
But if you want to skip having to get invested into Castlevania, because there's a lot of it, and want to enjoy that type of game by one of the guys who really made it what it is now, is Igarashi, the guy who made Symphony of the Night, and basically led Castlevania all the way until it became that weird Lord of Shadows, which is not connected to the timeline, the Xbox game.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
Yeah, that's not connected. That's a different timeline. It's kind of like a reboot of the series.
Right, yeah. I knew it was a reboot kind of it.
Symphony all the way through up until they did that. And he split off and did an Indiegogo called Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. Yeah, and Bloodstained is basically him making a spiritual successor to the Castlevania series.
Okay.
And it is
kind of like you're doing for Suikoden.
Yeah. And I loved it.
I love
everything about it. I played through the whole game.
Which one?
Bloodstained.
Bloodborne?
Bloodstained.
Which one?
Sounds good. Yeah, I never. Yeah, when I was I'm an old man, so like my 6-year-old Barry to 13-year-old Barry just couldn't get enough of beat 'em ups, right? And all those old classic Nintendo stuff. And then when I got the PlayStation, um, I was having an awesome time with, Virtual Fighter and Tekken. And then I found RPGs because I didn't play RPGs until I bought on accident. I had bought a computer gaming monthly or whatever it was back then, one of those magazines, and they always had a game demo in it, and it was a game demo of Warcraft 2. And I had never gotten really the chance to play RTSs. They always look really cool and stuff. And so I played that, and it was amazing. And so I went to my shopping center in the electronics department and was looking for I know what an RTS was, so I was looking for an RTS. And Suikoden has on the back of it, if you look at it, has those major battles that you can partake in.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, okay, is this the same thing? It kind of looks like the same thing. So I'm gonna buy this, and I bought that, and I think probably a Madden that was out at the time, and or like whatever football game was big at the time and good. And I bought that, and I love Suikoden. What's that?
Tecmo?
No, it was. It would have been like a 989 sport probably or something. But
Tecmo Bowl is the GOAT though.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. And like there were some great Maddens over the years, but nowadays it's just a sham of what it used to be. I bought the most recent Madden. I regret every bit of it.
You should.
I still have a copy of the Super Nintendo port of the original John Madden's football.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah.
That's fun. They did some innovative stuff with that, with the windows and stuff. They were trying to really, trying to do new things. So you have the whole field to your views and viewpoint and everything. The Joe Montana 16 was pretty fun.
NFL Quarterback Club is just a better Super Nintendo football game, though.
I remember, the second one I played the shit out of that Super Tecmo Bowl on Sega. I just played that shit to death.
Bo Jackson.
Yeah, like that was the one you could make your own characters, and like I don't know how, but there's key ways that you could max out every single stat on those characters, and all stats but one. You would always the last one you would choose would only be able to be a 50 instead of 100, and they would just destroy people. That was insane. It was fun. Anyway. But yeah, back to Suikoden. So that's how I found. So at that point, I was hooked, and it was, I've cared more about RPGs than beat 'em ups. And beat 'em ups, the genre has really died though. Like I just except for like indies and underground games. To me, like maybe the last big beat 'em up that maybe, and you guys might know more than me, but was the Brawler back on the PlayStation 2 when that came out. It was a launch title that was big hyped.
Well, I would actually probably say the last big beat 'em up was Scott versus the World.
Was that a major launch though, or was that just kind of?
It was.
I'm talking
digital only, but it was hyped up like a major launch.
Okay, but wasn't it? So I'm talking.
It's actually getting a remaster this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, but that was Pixel too. I guess I'm kind of talking like a game that's changed with the times. Like, so I call it the Brawler, but it's called the Bouncer.
The Bouncer, yeah. By Square.
By Square, and like because that game's gorgeous. And I'm talking about games. Like
okay.
Graphics.
If you're trying to say it's changed with the time, then beat 'em up has completely changed in format, and you have to look at the Yakuza series.
The what?
Yakuza.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's very much just the 3D version of beat 'em up.
Yeah. I guess that'd be the most accurate one. That's for sure. That or what would have been Shemu, but that's kind of like what it is.
The Fist of the North Star game that came out not too long ago, which is by the same people who make Yakuza.
Was that pretty good? I wanted to buy that. I haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Nice. I'm surprised. Yeah, I think Yeah, I guess just FPS is just pretty much those and RPGs just pushed beat 'em ups out of the way, I guess, because it really is no longer like back in the day. Beat 'em ups were like the number one, and RPG was more of a niche thing, and FPS
I
is what
don't
it is.
think those are the things that pushed beat 'em up out of the way.
What do you think did?
I think the genre was supplanted by the sandbox games known as Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think they're the ones that filled the niche that beat 'em
The
up had
the
previously
niche,
been
yeah,
I can see that.
that's a good point. They evolved into the open world action games, I guess, because that's what they were at the core. Was they were an action game. They just happened to be a beat 'em up, or as we've come to know them.
And even during the time that it really happened until the 3D Grand Theft Autos came out. Like
Oh
the
yeah,
first
no, for sure. Yeah, the other ones.
top down, didn't
Yeah,
do anything to them.
yeah, no, the top downs. Those were just like those were very niche back in the day. Yeah, it wasn't until Grand Theft Auto 3 for sure. Yeah,
But you even still got games that are very much evolutions of the beat 'em up genre when you look at them. Right, Devil May Cry is kind of an evolution of the beat 'em up genre.
definitely, yeah.
God of War, up until the recent one that brought in more open world and RPG mechanics, is definitely an evolution of the beat 'em up genre.
They definitely evolved that one with the most recent iteration, but that was smart of them. It was well done. But yeah, those ones are definitely action slash beat 'em ups for sure. Same.
Yeah, we just call them hack and slash now, but they're very much just modern beat 'em up games when you look at them.
Hack and slash is slightly different.
Well,
depending on how you do it.
Yeah, you had your
Like
multiplayer
Fantasy,
hack and slash.
like Fantasy Star Online 1 and 2 was hack and slash, and it's not beat 'em up.
Yeah. But you know what? When you look at it, kind of is because I've been playing Fantasy Star Online 2 a lot. I really like that game.
I have that.
When you actually look at the fact when they drop you down into the dungeon, because it's all instances, right? Even one was like that. But it was designed to be the same game. They just never got the Dreamcast network up and running.
Right. Well, it was running, it's not working.
It's not very well.
So when you look at it though, and you go through the dungeon and the way the chambers are, and you're progressing through, and there's kind of like waves of enemies that spawn, and you kind of have to like juggle the aggro of the enemies. You drop your combo so you don't get hit. You can dodge. It functions exactly like an old school beat 'em up game.
I guess yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Never thought of it like that, but yeah, definitely.
The only difference is in Fantasy Star and like a lot of modern hack and slashes, they just give you more options. Instead of just using your fist or whatever the native animation of the character is, you can have different weapons and projectiles and stuff like that.
Right.
You don't have to pick something up off the ground to start beating somebody with it.
Okay.
Good point.
Yeah, it still exists. It's branched out into a bunch of different things.
It's just different.
Yeah, as it's evolved as things do want to survive. Obviously.
But these newer ones still kind of leave a hole for how the games used to be, and that's why like there's a lot of modern indie beat 'em ups and stuff that are filling in that old hole that they left.
Right. And that's because like people miss that, right? That was such a lot of that's this nostalgia period.
Yeah. But they were fun. I mean, they were popular for a reason. So
yeah, they were good. They were definitely fun and good. And yes.
I tell you what game is probably going to be a flop because it doesn't even look like it resembles the old game. Is anybody saw the trailer for Battletoads?
No, I have not yet.
It looks like have you ever seen like a PBS cartoon?
Yeah.
Right. How, like just a really bad digital animation that they do for their 2D cartoons, like what's it, Spider Squad show and stuff. Yeah. It looks like that. It looks like a PBS cartoon.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and even like you should see because everybody remembers the what's her name, the evil, the Black Mistress or whatever from Battletoads. It was like this really evil hot chick that was like threatening you the whole time you were trying to get to her, and she was the final boss.
Right.
They make her look like an angry librarian in the new one. Like they basically
she's
turned
Karen.
her into a Karen.
Wow.
Yeah. It looks awful. And like they're you can already tell what the twist is because it almost looks like it's written like a PBS or Nickelodeon cartoon or something. She's like helping them now and they're all becoming
Jesus.
celebrities, but like of course she's stabbing them in the back and setting them up for infamy and defeat and stuff like that. And
Right.
their egos getting their heads. Like this is a really dumb plot that even little kids would see like the twist coming.
Right. Well, you know, I mean, there's so much. I don't know. Times change and things are influenced, and this is what happens.
Yeah. That's what happens when Microsoft buys Rare.
Microsoft buys everything.
Yeah, well, large companies buy up. You know, they buy. That's what they do. You know, they want.
Yeah.
They no matter what, they want that monopoly. So
That's why you never trade publicly.
right.
Yeah.
Well, you try not to. There's downfalls to that also, though.
Yeah. I mean, public trading gives you somewhat of a safety net,
Safety net, yeah.
but like any
that happens.
money publicly trading, but
Yeah, if you're big enough and people want, you know, your company or you're a target for whatever reason, there's a lot of shady things that will happen.
yeah,
A lot. Very dangerous, basically. Just not ethical, horrible stuff that happens. And yeah. Anyway.
and at least we still have protections for private companies though. Like if you remain a private company, you cannot be bought out for any reason other than the person who owns it signing paper. Now they can try to ruin you and close you through other means, but at least you never have to worry about being bought out.
Right. Yeah, you would. Yeah, and you know, a lot of time it ends up in court because what they want to do is they want you to get to court so they can, you know,
Bankrupt you.
Yep.
Through court fees, yeah.
Bankrupt you completely. Yep. And then you either sell or they just take your assets once you go bankrupt and they liquidate you and whatever else. So.
So Barry's gonna do to me.
What's that?
So Barry's gonna do to me. Still
That's
mad.
right.
Go bankrupt.
Well, we already got you, buddy.
That's why you have to just make sure that the important parts are tied to your person and not a company, so that they can never get it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to be with my estate until it goes into public domain, and then by the time you guys can even touch it, it's not going to be worth anything.
Right. Yeah. By then, the people have it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Exactly. That's still even then. You know, there's things that people will try to do, but yeah.
Just got to be vindictive.
You have to be cunning and precise.
They'll play the same game.
Yeah, vindictive with you know, to a measure for sure.
You know what I think actually is, and I was talking to somebody else about this recently. I think what actually stops a lot of these problems when it comes to licenses and stuff is in Japan there is no such thing as the public domain. Right. I mean, there's things that's understood to be public domain, like ancient things in the same way that ours are.
Okay.
You could touch mythology. There's nothing anybody can do about it.
Right.
But, they don't acknowledge the public domain as an official thing.
Huh.
Right. And the way they do it is that things are always in your estate. They also don't tax inheritance in Japan, so this probably has a lot to do with it too.
Oh, yeah.
But parody is a lot looser there. So, like, you can directly parody somebody else's work. You can even, like, call it by the same name and acknowledge their work, as long as it's known to be parody. And they have a thing, which it translates to fan works called doujinshi.
Right. Yeah.
So the idea is, as long as you aren't some other business or competing corporation, as long as you're just an individual doing your thing, you can actually make your own version of anybody's work and sell it privately. And it's not considered infringement on their copyright as long as it acknowledges that this is not an official representation of their work.
Okay. I was hearing about that. I was listening to that kind of same conversation because some some people were talking. There was a lawyer on that actually deals with straight like video games and YouTube and other stuff like that, which deals with a lot of same infringement, copyright, and issues like that. And God damn it. And they were talking about the stuff, and they were talking about the Japanese domain and that stuff as far as that came into conversation because of infringement and all.
It's not the same as the way we look at it here.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting though. Do you think that's a better system? It kind of sounds like it.
I think in general it is because it gives more power to the creator. So, for example, manga is probably one of the two most popular things to come out of Japan. Between that and video games that came out of Japan.
Right.
So, manga, the way it works is you usually get published through a magazine. That's how everybody
Jump or whatever it might be. Yeah.
Of the countless numbers of digest magazines they have.
Right.
And if you publish it through a magazine, they get joint rights to the project.
Yep.
But core rights go to the creator. So what that means is we'll take one of my favorites, or actually probably my favorite comic creator of all time, Rumiko Takahashi, who made those obnoxious aliens, Ranma 1/2, and Inuyasha are probably the three most popular things that she ever made.
Yeah, Inuyasha, yeah.
And Rumiko owns the sole creative rights to those properties.
Oh, wow.
For publishing rights, Weekly Shonen is the one that she went through, is allowed to publish them indefinitely. Even if she dies, they don't need permission from her estate to continue to publish anything that was already made with them.
Okay.
And because of that, they can also sell anything that had already been made between them without having to worry about the rights and stuff like that. But they do need to consult her if they want to make a new property branching off of her stuff, right? So there is an anime being made soon. Actually, I think it already started. You can probably watch episode 1 and 2 by now, called Yashahime, which means half demon princess, and it is a sequel to the Inuyasha.
Oh, like their daughter, right? I've heard that. I think.
It's the two main characters are Sesshomaru's twin daughters, and
it's so Shumaru and the little girl then, or
I'm assuming Rin was the mom.
Rin,
and years later anyway. So
right,
and they're accompanied by Inuyasha and Kagome's daughter.
Okay.
And,
so that's it fits very much with the theme. I mean, nowadays they couldn't throw a guy in there at all, even though the original ones had I
think they're going to have more people joining them along.
Yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying, though, because
But
there is balance now, which is it's just this is our theme, and you better stick to it. And there's not a lot of balance to it.
Yeah, well, Japan doesn't often do things for that reason, though. They're not yet quite affected. It's starting to try. It's
starting to trickle in there, though. Like it just does. It just does.
Yeah. But Rumiko is not the writer for the show.
Yeah.
She's not making a manga for it. She actually is working on another manga series right now, and she is just doing character designs, but they need to consult her if they want to do the show, right?
Right.
And I think she's easygoing. She's just sign off on it, do whatever.
Yeah.
But that's how the estate works there. They would have to get her permission to continue doing things with that property.
Right. Yeah, and that's just where that's just how things are seen and worked these days.
Yep.
So.
But if that one actually makes anybody upset, that means that Akira Toriyama, even though he didn't work on it, had to sign off and approve of Dragon Ball GT.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, and that's isn't that known, or people would say that he didn't still?
People they just this isn't Toriyama's work. He wouldn't approve of this. It's
okay.
Dude, they couldn't even make it without his approval.
Yeah, no, that's his fanboys that they're just fanboying too much. So.
Well, I think a lot of people think Toriyama's a flawless person, but they think that.
Well, that's how we are with all of our heroes. George Lucas before for decades literally got fat.
Guy, even though he was a ruthless businessman.
Yeah, I mean, literally George Lucas literally got fat. you know. So
And rich.
that's yeah. Yep. So
But yeah, overall, I like the way Japan's policies are when it comes to intellectual property.
yeah, no, I like that too. There's a lot of the culture that I like more over our own in a lot of ways.
Which is why I have a doujinshi program on my site. So if anybody happens to like X Dynamis Chaos enough and want to make their own fan work, I have a set of policies. You can go and just make your own.
That'd be
Because
cool.
if
Yeah, that's tough. I did not know that. I'm not real familiar with that stuff. You know, I just yeah, just do the work
Yeah.
and love the work. I you know, big fanboy of anime and manga since I was a kid, but could never get my hands on it. You know, especially back in the day. You know, back in the mid '90s, there was you could not unless you were ordering overseas or you were in a big city, you couldn't get that shit. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
you
crazy.
gotta
All I ever
order
had Shonen
directly from
Jump.
Viz.
Yeah.
The only way I could get mine was Shonen Jump for a long time.
Yeah, then back in the early 2Ks, you get Shonen Jump if you're large market, you know,
And you
supermarket
can't even get it weekly. You have to get the monthly digest.
month.
The
Yeah, the
main
monthly
one.
digest.
Monthly.
Yep, for sure.
I think the first manga I actually bought was from FYE in Cheyenne. I got the Battle Royale 1, 2, and 3.
Nice.
Yeah, that set me off on a whole streak of buying all those. I love that manga.
I think the first one I got, I don't know. Maybe I got two. I think maybe might have been Berserk and a Uniyasha.
I have a copy Inuyasha sitting right next to me.
Nice.
Nice. And then I think the only other one I bought was Trigun.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Trigun, so
Trigun
awesome.
Maximum or something like that.
Trigun, like to me, Trigun is like one of the I don't know, just
Best animes ever.
yeah, you know, best characters in animes ever,
Yeah,
and
that's my all-time favorite. Always will be.
executed so well and just done so well. I mean,
Well, I love it. It's a philosophical study
Well,
because
yeah.
the entire point of the show is to show you the flaw in the philosophy of pacifism.
Right.
well, it's isn't like just kind of everything. It's about balance, right? Like he has,
Yeah, it's about finding balance.
yeah, yeah, and that's that in itself is that theme runs through both Confucianism and also people who came after Confucius who debated with him and Stoics and Stoicism, which is fascinating. So, you know, balance is to me kind of like the only real true, I don't know, way, I guess.
Well, that's literally what the Tao is, which means the way or the road,
The way, yeah.
the path traveled, and the Tao is represented by the yin yang, which
Yep.
the yin and the yang are intertwined and balanced with each
Two
other.
different sides of always of where it might be, chaos and creation, or whatever it might be.
Just a badass anime. That's all I know.
It's very deep.
It is. Yeah.
It was, yeah. Like that's what's so great about. Like that's, I think the things that are true to themselves when they're made, and yet also have a deep underlying fun thing that make you think and but also entertain you at the same time. Those seem to really hold true. I was going to say that
They're timeless.
timeless, yeah, and it seems like Vash the Stampede or you know that brand, that character has still very much untapped potential globally and especially in the States. You know, I mean, like you could do a lot. Like you know, it's one of the things that, of course, if they put a white person in there, it would be butchered by crazes for you know whitewashing anything. So you want to make sure that you led with a white-looking Asian person.
Yeah, but you know, Vash isn't even human, so it doesn't matter.
Well, that's the same thing too. But that's the same thing about Ghost in the Shell, man. And look what happened to that. Like they sunk that thing.
I mean, in many ways, Vash is more closely related to the plants that they use for the
he's plant-based. he doesn't look like a Venus flytrap. So if you guys ain't got any, you know, fly traps on standby for acting, I'm all for that.
Him and Knives.
Knives.
Yeah, Knives.
Who's more of an evil bastard, Knives
Legato.
or shit? I just forgot his name.
Legato.
Not Grimm.
Like his brother. Oh, you're talking about a different show, or?
I'm talking about a different show. I'm talking about Cowboy Bebop.
Oh man, Cowboy Bebop. Forgot about that show.
Yeah, it's Vicious. Who's more?
Vicious.
Vicious.
Think so?
Vicious, yeah. I'll tell you the most evil bastard of all time is, though.
Mario?
Kefka Palazzo from Final Fantasy.
Kefka's a pussy-ass clown that people didn't kill soon enough. Kefka's like a Joker.
Kefka literally became God and
Kefka,
wiped out like most of the population.
that's because they didn't kill him when they had a chance. All right, it's not my fault.
He backstabbed the Emperor. It was great.
Kefka's he was done so well that it was good. It worked out really good. I still need to play that. I've watched all the playthroughs and all the talks about it.
Way better than Sephiroth.
Oh my god. Well, it was good seeing you, Metal. You have a good night, sir.
He's got a better theme too.
Oh my god.
Well,
Sephiroth is so timeless. Kefka doesn't have a movie about him.
The movie was barely even about Sephiroth too.
It was all about Sephiroth. That's all it's called. I think it's actually called. They changed the name recently to Sephiroth Fantasy.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's how it goes. But it does seem like the remake, if you're really paying attention to it, and I actually hate the Final Fantasy VII remake.
You don't
looks
like it?
like it's trying to change the lore to make Advent Children work more. Because there's a lot of holes with Advent Children.
Yeah, there is, and that's why. Yeah, I liked Advent Children mostly, and I still do. I think it's fun as a story. I think it's fun as what the elements that they tried to include. But there's a lot of things that didn't work real well. But I was worried I'd hate the remake. I was worried it was gonna be crap, and it was just gonna be like just a small portion of the game. It was gonna be crap, and it was gonna have no heart. But I liked the bold choices that they made. So, which is unusual for me. To me, they made the choices, and they instead of like what Star Wars took too long doing, they made the choices and they stuck to them. Like they actually made a choice and they ran with it. And
to me, it felt the same as a lot of things. It felt like something that wasn't quite the same thing, wearing the skin of something I'm used to. Because even the characters, they didn't feel
really
like they were embodying the same characteristics.
I think, this is what I think right here. I think Metal was just too young to remember the first game.
I actually played it again recently too.
And he was so delusional that it messed him up. No, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I don't see that. I felt Barrett was a little bit insufferable at the beginning, and he got more fleshed out and less characterized as the game went on. I liked some of the weird spins that they sent through the game and the things that happened. I don't want Metal. We gotta be careful with spoilers. I'm not sure if Chris has played. Do you know about the spoilers in the game, Chris?
No, I have not had any spoilers.
Okay. So I'm about ready. Actually, I should have had you swing by my house and let you borrow it, but But anyway, anytime.
I don't even know if you can spoil it. They might even change some of the core stuff in the game later on, for all we know.
Yeah, well, I think there's a way.
Not the new one.
To me, there's a way that they have things going now, and it's kind of obvious. I think if you know Advent Children's story, because they played even those three are in there. Spoiler, Chris. No more spoilers. Sorry. But they're in there in a way, right? And that whole part is pretty heavy through there. So yeah, to me, they're trying to just combine stuff and just fix things. I'm okay with it. I liked it.
The Honeybee Inn was great.
it was awesome. There was a lot.
They actually
of
dragged it out too. It was longer than it was originally. That
Yeah,
was good.
no, they really that was like that was the one thing that they actually added to. It worked. Like some of the stuff I felt was too short. Still, I would have liked to have seen more of the section 7 below the disc and stuff. I would like to see more of what we got from that. But to me, like the music and the feel and the charm that I remember from the game was very much the same. And maybe I'm just fanboying it, which is possible. But that was just that it worked for me. So live with your wrongness. Yeah, Chris, I need to get that game to you so you can decide.
If you do that, I'm probably borrowing it for like a year because I don't ever get to play as much as I used to.
Right. Well, yeah, I still haven't played. I won't play through. I haven't played through a second time on hard, and who knows, Metal. My opinion might even change after that. But there was a lot of the feel that I had. Like I was really like there was some crap that I didn't like about it, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't heavy enough to make me say this is BS. I'm never going to play this again, or this is BS. I have no interest in where this franchise is going. They did enough with the ending, especially, and the bold changes I thought that they made and choices. I don't think they're taking away from the original. I think they're just trying to give us more. To me, that's what it was, and I'm okay with that.
That's what it sounded like to me from anything I have seen or read. That they just fleshed it out more.
Yeah. There are some pretty heavy changes. It doesn't take like people always get mad about remakes of movies and you don't need this remade or it doesn't take from the original to me at all. Like I still cry every time that I can't save Eris. Just kidding, not every time. But that sucked, and it had 30 years or 20 plus years of ripping out young fanboys' hearts.
I actually didn't feel that bad when that happened.
Yeah,
I wasn't that attached to the character though.
No, me either.
I was trying to decide between who I liked more, her or Tifa.
Or Tifa's Bay.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, Tifa was. Here's the thing. Tifa was designed to be more appealing. I'm sorry.
It's not even just in physical form.
Shut up.
Tifa is a successful business owner.
I don't know. Successful. She's living in the slums, man.
Yeah, but she's got like a very hot bar. Like everybody shows up to it.
Well,
she's in there too.
The terrorists definitely did.
Yeah, but she's also a good political leader in some regards. She's leading people. She's getting them to follow her.
I think they were following her for a reason. And we all know what the reason was.
But she's got a lot of charisma. She's also good with kids.
Okay, so here's the thing. So you're playing. Did you play through the original, or you are right now? Metal.
Are you asking me? Oh yeah, no, I have played through it multiple times.
Okay, but recently also.
Yeah.
Okay, so to me, like she wasn't nearly as fleshed out to the way you're describing her, and I love the way they how she is, as much as since Advent Children and now the remake.
No, there was a lot of stuff in the original, especially when you even go back to like Cloud's flashbacks from the being kids and stuff like that too. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. She did make a point to show that she was reaching out to him, but they were also, yeah. I don't know. I
mean, this was all pre dilly dally shilly shally days.
Yeah, dilly dally shilly shally. Yeah, right.
Which I love the Japanese one way better, which is sutsurutu, which is just the dragging something across the carpet onomatopoeia.
Like kind of just make your way, idiot.
I forgot about the third girl, Yuffie.
Shut up, Chris.
I can acknowledge that Yuffie's pretty good.
No, Yuffie's great. Like and they I don't want. Well, I'm not gonna go into much about the characters right now, but yeah, I liked all the characters. But Eris had that that whole what appealed to young bears. The whole
that girl next door charm.
What's that?
She has that girl next door charm.
Yeah, and like that she's genuinely good, trying to help people, which is really, you know, it's really cheesy and it's really, you know, played out a lot. But she is good, and she doesn't like, she doesn't turn like she's had a crap life and she's still a decent person. Like the fact that she's not successful or whatever, because that's a measurement of whatever you want to call it. You know, you can say that she's successful. She's been hunted by the Turks her whole life and everybody.
Yeah.
So, you know, and to maintain being a decent person, even kind person, is success. So yeah, they're both.
And she's also like emotionally or mentally, she's still technically a child. Like she's barely an adult.
Yeah, she's still strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like the rest of them, like Avalanche and stuff. They're all adults who have been adults for a while now.
Right. Yeah, and so to me, her and Tifa kind of, they're different.
Very
sides.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, they're different sides, but they still embody good qualities. So I did though. My Cloud was the person that I can't remember. There's a point where you sit or whatever. There's on a date night or whatever. I think I took.
Oh, went on a date with Barrett.
Yeah. That's awesome. I went on a date with Tifa, I'm pretty sure is what it was. And I wasn't, that's how
there
I
on the
was.
Ferris wheel with Barrett next to you. It's the best.
I would say that's great. That had to be some fun lines just because. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully they have all that. I'm looking forward to all of that, just more. And to me, like they did not butcher the characters. To me, they just, there were some changes. I thought Cloud was spot on. I like the different. Have you watched any of the explanations and the what this is and what we think this is type thing?
Yeah, I'm not satisfied with like any of them.
Yeah, I can definitely get that. I think there are some that I like. I'm onto that. When me and you don't know him, but me and Chris Lawton, one of our old, he's associate of Ideal Comics, used to be one of the co-writers, and started it essentially. Chris knows him. Chris is a fan of his stuff because me and him did paintings with baseball bats. But me and him were talking because he's just about as big a he might rival you, Metal, for fanboyness of Kefka.
And Kefka's great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
not even just video games. I put him in top 10 villains of all time.
Yeah, see, I don't have the reference. I've never really played 6, so I can't.
Got me either.
6 is so underrated. I think it's the
so that 6 is overrated, and so is Kefka. So
I'm on number 4 right now. I started playing them.
4 is great. 4 is my personal favorite. I just think 6 is a better game.
3 and 8 are my favorites.
8 was a big time one just because like they went they tried to do a real blend of the original stuff with new stuff and pushed the way it went back to the adult.
It had the cheesiest system though. You never even had to do anything with people like actual moves. You could just use the G summon system the whole time and just wipe everything.
Pretty
with
close,
that.
You can. There are people who are like have beat it on like just nothing. Your level is nothing.
Yeah.
I loved the magic system. That was also really good, and I like the card system. But to me, like I was very much, what do you call it? Emo boy, trying to be hard boy Barry. I was very much into the storyline and the romantic crap and all that stuff. So,
they brought the card game back when they made Final Fantasy XI, the MMO, for the first time. There was a companion app for it.
Oh,
and
really?
you could collect the cards and you could play against other people with it.
That would be awesome. I used to play an online one that someone had made, like Triple Triad Advanced or something. Played the hell out of that thing.
That's cool.
I love that.
Ah, shit. Well, guys, it is almost 9 my time, and I know Metal, you were probably later, and that's I'm
it's
sorry.
almost 9 my time too.
No, Chris, just mine.
Yeah, it's almost 10.
Yeah,
but
so
that's nothing for me. I don't sleep.
Okay, yeah, you don't sleep. My old man asked. I have to get up. I'm just doing some extra work tomorrow. I'm getting up at 5 again, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it. If you guys want me to leave this up, but yeah, it's been good
too.
We're going for almost close to an hour and a half. And thanks again, Metal, for joining us. It was a good conversation about how Kefka's crap and just kind of rip off of
But, hey, you know what? Kefka actually succeeded. And they had to clean up the mess, okay? They stopped Sephiroth from doing what he wanted to
Oh,
do.
Sephiroth's like wiped. He's been killing things for years. Years. We
I'm glad Metal was here too. I don't think I could talk to Barry that long.
That's mean.
You started this.
Listen, Star Wars lover, I will end it. Hey, I admitted to you, like, so Metal, I watched the game. I just ending thought. So I finished watching it through. I fast forward most of the first parts of that crap movie, and then took off like halfway through where I left it. And so I actually liked. They incorporate a lot of the Old Republic stuff, and even Kaparshin's book with the one Emperor stuff. They ripped that off now, which they didn't rip it off. They just kind of put it into canon, and they finally like if they had, I was telling Chris if they had cut out half of the previous movie, half of the Last Jedi, and a lot of the Rise of the Skywalker, and then smacked them together, you would have had just a fine movie with an actual ending. And you wouldn't need a lot of crap that was in there because it was just there was so much just horrible cheeseball crap movie and writing in there. And so I get what AJ was trying to do with the last one especially, but there's no forgiveness for me for all that stuff in the second one. And I did like that whole ending though. The whole Kylo and Rey stuff was done decently, I thought.
Listen, I'm just saying, all they needed is tattered, one-armed Mace Windu coming down from the rafters, and that would have solved everything.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not going to say that because shit, they brought back Palpatine, and then he force sucked him, and then he forced lightning shit in the skies and stuff. They had played up as the one emperor. They didn't say one emperor.
Why didn't he turn off his own lightning? Why did he kill himself? It doesn't make any sense.
Right. I know. There's a lot of shit that didn't make sense, man.
Too much power. He couldn't stop it.
Too much. Too much
Never stopped it before.
Too much ultimate power. Yeah. No,
he wasn't as worthy as he thought.
Unlimited power.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like the way they got the Rey Kylo thing, it was nice. I thought the Leia stuff was still kind of stupid. The way they chopped in and put her and Luke's training there finally was inorganic. At least they finally did it. But to me, the franchise is sunk and shit anyway, just because of the butchering job they did. But yeah, I liked what they finally got the Kylo Rey dynamic smart, and even did it in a decent way. It still worked in that mess they did it in. So yeah.
So I liked them, didn't love them.
Yeah. I hate you.
I say we burn it all down.
We what?
We burn it all down.
No, dude. Look, I don't care. Like, I have no interest. Like the new Star Wars space shooty thing looks cool. I don't give a shit. I'm not a content maker on YouTube, technically, so I don't care. I don't have to. I don't have to feed that. That's a major game. It's a big company. It's a big brand. I don't have to feed a shit game to my fans for some likes. So, and even if it is good,
or make a Kenobi show way too late.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, where was it 8 years ago? Where was our Ian McGregor Kenobi? No, we got a chopped up directors replaced. Not even I don't know, solo movie. It's just a solo movie in name. And they wasted a lot of talented actors on that. The kid that played Solo, man, take him or leave him. But everyone else who worked on that was pretty solid. They butchered the shit out of a lot of characters. I hated what they did with. I mean, they castrated freaking Lando. Fuck.
I didn't like that Lando.
It wasn't Lando, man. They castrated. God. Anyway, all right. Well, we saved it to the end. Anyway, we made it to the end before we started off on Star Wars. But hey, Metal, thanks again, bud. It was a good conversation. It was good talking about the beat 'em ups and all that stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, if anyone watches this later on, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Fans, people, nerds, have a good night.
What about the geeks?
No one cares about them.
Hey, Chris. Star Wars. That's one of the keys. Yeah. All right, we're off the air.